ドジャースの山本由伸投手が、日本時間20日に自身のインスタグラムのストーリーズを更新し、米ロサンゼルスに到着したことを報告しました。ドジャースとカブスの選手やスタッフは、日本での開幕2連戦を終え、19日の試合後にすぐ空港へ向かいました。そして、ドジャースは午前2時42分に、米カリフォルニア州ロサンゼルスへ向けて、それぞれチャーター機で出発しました。山本投手はストーリーズで、東京 LA 着とコメントを添え、飛行機からの風景を投稿。無事に米国へ到着したことを報告しました。一方、ロサンゼルスの現地番組では、ドジャースのチャーター機から選手たちが降りてくる様子を中継。リポーターたちは終始、大谷翔平が降りてくる瞬間を心待ちにしていました。この模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
They'll be able to pull right up here, get the doors open, and at least let the players off. I was just taking another look at the schedule. They really, I hope they did get sleep, because you really only have Saturday to make up for it, and then they're back on the field Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 1 day of rest on Wednesday before the home opener on Thursday. So they really have a packed schedule coming up and really only about 24 hours to recover. So they're going to want to get back to the hotels and back to their homes as soon as possible. You can see the SUVs waiting, the team buses waiting, and it should be a pretty expeditious exit transfer here, and they will probably split off into different directions once they board their respective vehicles there. But it looks like they're just waiting for a little room there before they pull all the way in and open those doors.
Yeah, they're going to probably have to move that moving jetway. But I'm thinking about, as you're seeing some of the players right there on your right-hand side, I'm thinking, who we're not talking about. I wonder how Decoy did on this flight. Dogs, I bet that one has been, MVP on board this flight, just enjoying everybody's company because, everybody loves to have a dog on board.
Well, we did report that he did bring his dog to Japan, right?
Right. We saw the images of Decoy there.
We're up here at about 1,200 feet, something like that, 1,300 feet, and we've got, thankfully, our extreme vision here on Air 7, so this will be probably as close as we can get, Robbie, or is this, yeah, we're probably at the end of our lens here, so we might be able to identify some of them. Certainly, Shohei stands above all the others, so just the pure size of Shohei will be quite obvious from our vantage point.
I'm trying to pull up the Dodger player roster just so I can familiarize myself because, of course, I only know a few as well. The ones that, Mookie Betts. I don't think he played on.
Mookie's sick.
He didn't play.
He actually went home early, from what I understand. We don't know what his sickness was, but he didn't play in either game. Unfortunately, he did go to Japan, but he had to return early because I think he had some sort of a stomach ailment. History kick off the season in Japan, and of course, you add the Japanese players that are on this team that are all superstars, including, of course, Shohei Ohtani. This is a unique view at the impact that sports can have, and this being a Southern California franchise that is beloved, this is a historic moment.
Right, especially being world champions. I mean, this is going to be a big season.
Now I'm trying to see who. Now, Chris, can you explain the reason why you're not that close is because you have some airspace restrictions?
Yeah, right now we're being controlled by the LAX air traffic control tower, so we're going to hold this position right here. But fortunately, all things considered, we have a pretty decent view, so I'm happy about that. And we're not too high up, so we should be able to make him out once he gets off the plane. And some of the other ones might be a little recognizable as well. But it is a little bit tough. It's a little bit deceiving, when you see, when you're trying to pick out actual individual faces from this altitude. It can be a little tricky. And this looks like the first group now about to get off here. It looked like one of the players a second ago, but here's a few more. Again, at this altitude, you're right. It's a little difficult to make heads or tails of the identities, but you can see they are starting to slowly filter off that aircraft.
Well, Shohei is so tall, I feel like he might be actually easier to
He's
spot.
the one you'll see for sure.
And he might have the dog too, or have his wife and the dog, so that could be a giveaway.
Yeah,
that might have been Kike with the wave, the first one off. I'm not sure.
Maybe. Yell if you recognize anybody. It's a tough one.
This looks like Well, you see them with the bag, which would make you think that they were a tourist and getting some stuff overseas.
Looks like family members.
Yeah, it does.
That's probably the main focus of those Customs and Border Patrol agents. It's not exactly a thorough inspection as much as it is paperwork and making sure everybody declares whatever they brought back. So certainly a lot of the families have especially probably did a whole bunch of shopping while they were over there. And of course, anything organic or anything of value, of course, has to be declared. And that's probably what they're collecting on the plane. Because once they get to the bottom of the steps, they're going to be boarding those vehicles and they are off into the city. So they just want to make sure everybody that, make sure they have all their legal paperwork properly in order.
Yeah, and we're trying to focus in on everyone getting off the flight. I wish that they would have a sign and they just go, hold it up so, we don't want to make any mistakes on who we're seeing.
And even their passports were probably already checked on the Tokyo side. So that's probably why this is happening so quickly.
Yeah,
a lot of them are wearing their sweatsuits too. It looks like Dodger issued sweatsuits.
That'd be fun swag to get as well. I'm thinking about when you do get off and you're in customs and you see the dogs and the beagles and you see everyone and you're thinking, oh gosh, did I accidentally whatever? They stop at your bag and you're like, go ahead and look, and they're like, oh, there's nothing in your bag. And you're thinking, how did they know? These animals are incredible. They can smell everything. So making sure that they really had a smooth landing.
Some more folks are
not
coming.
too nervous, hopefully.
No, not if they're flying that kind of aircraft, Chris, they have enough hours under them.
That's exactly right.
Is that Freddie?
Oh, there's a little one.
That's Freddie Freeman right there with his family.
Oh, we love him.
Yeah, good guy. And his son, who was in the news a lot last year.
Well, I think about the dance as well.
Yeah, here's some of the players coming off.
He had a carry-on bag. That's great. I think about how lightly the
Will Smith.
The good thing is we have Katie Carl, our producer, who's a big Dodger fan. She's laser focused on this door, and she spots everybody.
She has her binoculars in the control room.
I know. I'm thinking, we're looking at it through our desk glass up here, and so again, it's harder
all
for
of
me
us
to make out.
We're all glued
Yes,
onto
we
the
are.
television trying to recognize somebody.
But it's interesting that they stopped this group to say, okay.
Maybe they come in groups. Though.
I am curious
so maybe they clear each group and then they leave and then the next group comes up.
I'm curious to see, just let's say Shohei Ohtani. I'm curious to see what did he bring back. He has everything he possibly wants, but I'm sure it's those keepsakes, those little desserts, those little things that you just love that are creature comforts. You have everything here too, but some things you just can't get here, and I bet those are the things that they took with them and packed in their bags or at duty free.
In Japan, it's omiyage, the little gifts that you exchange with your friends and family when you come to visit or you come back from a trip, and maybe a lot of these folks have some of that.
I know that I think I read something that Shohei Ohtani's wife, I think her name is Mamiko Tanaka, I think she gave some little gifts of Hello Kitty things to some of the other families of the Dodgers. But, I mean, again, everybody...
It looked like Roki Sasaki, who might have gotten out the plane earlier. He pitched in the last game. He did pretty well.
Yeah,
Chris Taylor, was that him? Nick Fresso.
looks like a very nice handbag.
A lot of shopping.
A lot of shopping. I'm looking at that. I'm thinking that looks like something expensive is in that bag.
Trinan.
This is the part of the flight
Teoscar
where it feels
Hernandez.
so good to feel that warm air, considering the cold weather they've been enduring all week, too, especially with all the snow and frigid temperatures in Japan. I know this is my favorite part of vacation, when you get back at LAX and you feel that warm air in your face.
Oh, absolutely, especially when it's so cold. Oh, and they're going to be in for a warm-up, too. It's going to be perfect weather for baseball.
They could defrost. It was snowing in Tokyo yesterday, so it's going to be a nice little change for them to come here and warm up. And there they are gathering. Oh, here we go. Some of the players hanging out. Oh, there's Yamamoto. I saw him on the left right over there. Just to the left there, if you push in, he's on his phone. That's Yamamoto. He's just right behind the pole now.
Oh, okay.
Tommy Edmond. There's a large group all getting off. I don't see a dog yet.
No. You know, they always talk about Shohei Ohtani being so nice.
He is.
Just so nice. That's all you ever hear. And so I can imagine him saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna, no sharp elbows here. I'm just gonna sit here and wait until everybody gets off and take my."
Folks getting off. Are they getting little gifts as they leave the plane? Yep, they're all getting something.
I'm like, is it a piece of candy? Because the person puts something in their mouth, or a mint, or you never know what it is. But let's see.
Let's see. Katie, do you recognize him?
I was just going to say, Katie, we're waiting for you to give us a.
Okay.
I think it is a baby. I feel like I see a little foot dangling on the side of his thigh. So cute.
Dave Roberts? Yeah, that looks like Dave Roberts right there. Well done. Dave Roberts, by the way, born in Okinawa, Japan. His mother is Japanese. Stephen Nelson, he's the announcer, commentator.
It is a good.
All right.
Nicely.
There are the Dodgers. 2 games into the season. A long way to go. 160 more to go, plus a couple extra games as well. I'm starting to worry we missed Shohei.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Is today Clayton's Kershaw's birthday? Okay.
Wow. It was a nice birthday celebration on board that flight. And then he still gets a few more hours of birthday time.
I'm so glad that he's going to be here for another season. I know he's considering retirement, but he just seems to be such a steadying force and a Dodger legend.
But I bet if Rob could, he would have taken this flight if he could have gotten a deal on this. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool to go with the team.
Right? That would have been super cool.
Wow, there are quite a few people on that plane.
A lot of people on this aircraft.
I mean, I guess if they have the room and they offer you an opportunity to go with the team.
I'm curious about how many people were actually on board. We have seen quite a few get off this flight.
Is that everybody? Oh,
We haven't seen.
okay.
It does looks like.
What if that is everybody?
That looks like it is. It looks like it's everyone, doesn't it? When you start seeing the flight crew come off.
Yeah, the crew's are getting off now.
They're done.
Well, we might need to call it a day. What do you think, Colleen?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've seen the Dodgers disembark that aircraft. They're waiting for their buses, or their Ubers, or their Escalades. They have there's a lot of vehicles out there in the waiting area to take them home to a very excited group of fans.
There is that outside chance that Shohei might be coming on a different plane at a different time.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris?
White backwards hat. So I've got a possible sighting here. If we go ahead and push in, look for the guy with the white backwards hat with a dog carrier.
Oh.
If you pan over to the right, a little over to the right, a man with a backwards cap by the SUVs with a dog carrier, that might be Shohei Ohtani. I think a little over to the right. Let's see if we could pick him out
right
here.
there?
It's a little difficult.
No, there's a backwards hat, but no.
No, it's not a white one though.
Yeah, they're starting to make their way onto these vehicles, so we might have missed them, but I think, yeah, it looks like that plane is pretty much empty at this point. So if Shohei was on this flight, which I presume he would have been, it's always possible he might have stayed back for the weekend and maybe showing up for spring training next week. It's a little unusual, but wouldn't be out of the question. But somebody may have seen him, so we'll see here. But yeah, that does look like that's going to wrap it up for this disembarkment here, and it looks like everybody's going to be on their way home here. In fact, some of the buses I think have already started departing, so it looks like these are the last remaining passengers on that plane.
As they wave goodbye.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a guilty pleasure here for us. We realize this is a lot to do about Game 2 in the regular season, but what the heck? It's a unique opportunity. It was great to welcome home the Dodgers.